Guys, it's Charlie, and today we got Kyle the Greenhorn with us. He's showing me a location that he thinks is pretty cool, so we're gonna go check it out. We'll show you guys in just a sec. So we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Well,
follow this all the way down to the road, basically.
Doesn't look like anybody's been in here. Pretty sandy. It looks like it's got some cobbles and stuff in there, but I don't think we're going to explore this today. This would be another time type deal. Right. But nice little spot. Short little walk. We made it to Nugget. Got our snack stop done. We got the cart all loaded up. Let's get to the spot. We got Greenhorn Kyle over here doing his first pan. Just gave him a quick rundown on how to do it. We got the sluice box all set up. We are at the old hole, and as you can tell, the floods have filled it in a little bit. So we're going through some spots and picking and poking and looking around. We've done one test pan and found 4 colors right along the edge of the bank right here. Kyle's doing the second pan. I might have to give him another rundown on that.
Yeah, I'm not the best.
But hey, he's learning. He's out here. We'll get him feeding the sluice while I'm classifying material. We're just doing some test pans to figure out the best spot we want to hit. We have another gentleman further down the creek that way joining us as well. He's out here poking around. It's also his first few times out here. So we might stop down and say hello. But we're gonna get to it. Start digging. Find that shiny and show you guys at the end. I was a bonehead and forgot my snuffer bottle. So we have a small bucket over here, the green one, that we're gonna be putting all of our cons into, and we'll be running through that when we get home. We got 3 buckets that we're going to classify material into, and then we're going to run those through the sluice box. We might do a few cleanups and see if we're on the gold. We're not going to go too thorough through them because we can do that when we get home with some surfactant, break the water tension, don't lose the shiny, especially when you're out on the creek. But we'll get at it and show you guys what we're doing. Kyle's already got 1 bucket ran through the sluice. Let's go check out that mat quick. Nice and dark. Looking good. Got 1 more bucket to run there. I'm gonna hit the snacks. Charlie's getting a little bit hungry. Been doing some test pans going along. We've been finding a few pieces here or there. Each shovel scoop I've been finding like 5-10 pieces. They all kind of add up. That's why it's a numbers game. The more you run, the more gold you get. Each shovel's got 5-10 pieces. It takes about 15 shovels to fill up a bucket. You can do the math on that.
Not much, but it counts.
So it all adds up in the end. We're having fun. Kyle's having fun. He tried panning and he needs a little work, but that's why practice comes in handy. It's one of those things that you just got to practice the technique and give it some time, and once you get it down, you got it down. We'll keep digging, we'll keep classifying, we'll end up letting you know how many buckets we run at the end of the day here. We're just going to keep at it, try and collect cons, and then try and get as much of that bucket filled up as we can get today. We got buckets 4, 5, and 6 dug. I'll flip the camera around and show you guys the area of where our hole is at. Whoop, whoop. I'm tripping over rocks in the creek here. But I'll get the camera flipped around and show you guys here. So pretty much right in front of me here, all the way to my shovel, about to right in here to here. We've been digging that area there. We've been finding pretty decent gold. Kyle's getting started on the next few buckets that we got classified. Like I said, we'll show you guys all the gold once we get it cleaned up. Like I said, don't have a snuffer with me. First First run was pretty decent, but we're only going down one layer. We only have gloves that come up to our arms here, as you can see on Kyle over there. So we're kind of limited to how deep we can go. It's not summertime, water's still pretty cold. But once summertime comes around, we will be out here in shorts. We will be digging all the way down, and we will be to the point where it's like, I need a snorkel. But it's gonna be a fun time. We're doing day trips at the moment. I only have limited days off, plus kids every weekend. That's a whole nother spiel, but I'm not gonna go into that on camera. Having fun, getting out here, getting some creek therapy. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. We're gonna go through these buckets, get those cons into the green bucket over here, and we're gonna try and collect as much as we can today. As you guys can see now that the water's cleared out, our hole starts right there, goes all the way over, right there, back around to over here. Decent sized hole. We'll see where we're at after we are on these buckets. Maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Depending on when we get these buckets done, we might head out. I don't know. We'll see. See how Kyle's feeling. And then go from there. We got bucket 7, 8, and 9 classified there. We're running those through. As you can see, we got a good amount of cons so far. We're gonna go through all that when we get back home. Might go for a little walk to the underlook, and as you can see, I started setting up the dam for where we're gonna move our cut to, because this area is pretty much well hammered. I'm gonna move it all down to that next cut, and then we'll start running all of that stuff there. We're planning on trying to get out here at least once a week, or when we can get weekends off, come out here and camp and run as much material as we can. Other than that, we're gonna keep doing that, working our way down the creek. And everything behind us, as you can see, like all the stuff here, is getting reseeded with gold that's washing down from further up. Reseeding for the next group, and as we're digging forward, all the material that we're digging up, we're throwing into our hole behind us, and all of our classified material, filling everything in, making new gravel beds and stuff that the fish and trout and stuff like that swim up here can spawn and bed in. And we're working our way down, and I'll show you the bomb field further down the creek that we're working to fix to make it look pristine versus ran through. I'll show you guys that in a sec. This area here has been annihilated by floods because there's been a bunch of undercutting and digging under the bank, causing everything to fall in and break apart. Large tailing piles left out of the creek that haven't been cleaned up, and that's just literally not far away from us. This looks like a nice little sandbar though. It's coming off that corner there, but all the tailings that are left there is what's causing this here. And as we get further down the creek, you'll see what I mean. This area, you can see there's large piles here, another large pile over here, somebody's workings here that was never filled in, and there's a massive hole right here. It's probably a summertime hole. It's been filled in a little bit with the floods and stuff, but the last time I was out here, I almost went in over my waders. And as you can see, large tailing pile here out of the creek, and it continues on down the creek. The next little spot's like right there, and you can tell it's somebody's workings because you got tailings dumped out on the banks for one. You got an area here that they got closed off, and there's a bunch of holes in there. There's a massive hole over there. And then as you come further down the creek, it's just hammered. But as I'm working down, I'm trying to put everything behind me in the hole that I'm digging and continue myself down, because I'm one of those guys that likes to dig deep. So as I'm digging deeper, covering the whole area of the creek, I am digging down about 4 to 5 feet, hitting multiple different clay layers, checking each one, taking reports on it, and figuring out exactly which ones are glacial deposits and stuff like that, and which ones were natural at the time. I have dug down to an area about 5 feet, and we're getting huge, massive cobbles that are down there that are really hard for me to move. But we stop it at that layer, and then we continue digging our hole up to our dam, and then putting everything behind us, refilling the hole. It's been 5 years, and I've moved maybe 14 feet down the creek. I just moved another 8 feet down, set up another dam, moved some of the material down for the dam. Otherwise, I throw that stuff back into the hole behind me. Make sure that you try to clean up your holes, fill in the areas, because if we keep getting it looking like a bomb went off down the creek, we're not going to be able to come out here and do it anymore. So please clean up after yourselves. If you pack in, pack out, whatever trash you bring with you, it's always a good practice. And try and fill your holes. Thank you. All right, guys. See you back at home. Yeah, Carl had started just by notching out some of these little steps in here. But I went through and found some nice flat rocks. Finished them off. So we got the plus 1/8 inch classification over here. And the minus 1/8 inch classification over here. We're going to be ready to run that through the cleanup sluice. And we'll show you the gold once we get through all that dirt. While we got those ran through, we got cons in the sluice box, but of course my battery had to end up dying, so just waiting for it to charge up some, and we're gonna get that into a pan and pan it back. We got it all into the snuffer bottle, and we're gonna dump that out, and we'll show you guys the snuffer dump. And there we have it. Second trip out, looking pretty good. Once I get back inside, I'll get this dried up, weighed up, and let you guys see that. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. There it is, all dried up. Good to go.